And we are coming to you live from a very snowy West Elmhurst here at Clarence D. East Field, where the 12-0 Dukes are looking at a chance to go to Champaign, Illinois for the IHSA Class 8A Football State Championship. Hello everybody and welcome to York Sports Network. My name is Gavin Connolly. With me as always Joshua Melvin. And Josh, the Dukes may have their toughest test of the year playing the Loyola Academy Ramblers, an 11-1 team that's been to the state championship 8 different times. What a game this is going to be today.
Definitely, this is by far the toughest task the Dukes have been tasked with so far this year. They have played Glenbard West here and beat them, but Loyola is a whole different animal. They are the #2 team in the state and have been for a long time and made 11 of the last 13 IA state semifinals. They're an amazing team, an amazing franchise, and they really are successful in every aspect. So the Dukes are going to need to be playing their top tier football today to come away with a win and reach their first ever state final.
Kickoff just moments away. Dukes are going to be getting the ball first. The last home game here at Clarence D. East Field. No matter what, the kick is up, and away we go. A booming kick, fielded, fair catch in the end zone, so the Dukes will start at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 for the Dukes at the 20-yard line. Speaking of lines are short at the concession stand. Hot cocoa is available. And
the Dukes coming out, setting up. The Dukes have been a very run-heavy offense, especially with quarterback Matt Vezza, who's rushed for over 300 yards in the past 2 playoff games at Marist and home versus Palatine. So we'll see what they come out and set the tone with today. The win is going to be a huge factor in the pass game, and the Dukes know they have a great run game.
Jake Million in the backfield. On first down, the Dukes are going to throw, and it's an errant pass from Matt Vezza, intended for Luke Maylander, Mailman they call him, who's come up huge for the Dukes here in the playoffs this year. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little missed opportunity, but an out route is what you want from Maylanders. He's been really good with those out and ups all year and really successful on the deep pass earlier in the postseason. So they're going to be looking to use that misdirection.
On 2nd down, it's a jet sweep and a great tackle made at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 58 of the Ramblers, Ethan Hogg. Brings up a 3rd down.
It's Ethan Hogg, the linebacker, with a great tackle at the line of scrimmage. Now a 3rd and 10. Dukes looking to the sideline.
Yeah, really good tackle by Ethan Hogg, an athletic linebacker for Loyola, who's been really making plays all day.
Now 4 wide for the Dukes. Goes in the shotgun, he takes the snap. Fires to the near sideline, that is incomplete, and no flag. Pass was intended for Charlie Speck, wide receiver 1, but good coverage by the Ramblers, and the Dukes are forced to punt.
Yeah, admittedly, or Charlie Speck goes palms up there after that. Admittedly, though, the ball wasn't nearly the most accurate ball, but it was catchable, definitely. And then the Loyola DB knocked Charlie Speck down instead of the ball down, which you can't do, but the refs hold the flag in the pocket, deeming that play too uncatchable, or that throw too uncatchable.
Now the punt by Mason Belfans. Loyola's going to let it spin and come to a stop at the 45-yard line. So good starting field position for the Ramblers, led by their very, very talented quarterback.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Ramblers at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they're very good quarterback. Jake Stearney, number 15, is one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and of what I've seen, the best throwing quarterback in the state. And he has 2 big weapons on the outside, Declan Ford and Spencer Ledbetter, who they're going to use a lot in the passing game. Their top rusher, though, is out for today.
One of the best offenses and the defenses going at it. On first down, it's a run. That goes for a very marginable gain. That was number 10, Danny Herbert, a senior. Gains 9 on first down.
Yeah, it's a great offensive line Loyola has. They are all big, averaging at around 6'2", 270, massive individuals who know how to move, and they're going to be integral in the run game.
Now Stearney in the shotgun. Some pre-snap motion. You see very big tight ends for Loyola. Really helps them in the run game and pass protection. Tierney on second down. They give it to the back. Only a gain a couple, but Loyola is able to move the chains.
He was stopped by the collective efforts of Dukes.
Yeah, good job by the Dukes defense, but that first run set up a short down, short yardage situation. So even though the running back only got a couple of yards, that's a couple of yards more than he needed to get the first down and keep those chains moving to keep the drive alive.
Herbert on the carry again. That was a very run-heavy personnel by Loyola. 7 guys up front.
Yeah, that's the skill of Ledbetter, is that he's such a big wide receiver, number 5 out there. He's such a big wide receiver that he's able to come in to the slot there and get close and get good at run blocking. And then they have 2 massive tight ends, number 88 and 87, who've been effective all year and having these heavy packages really be effective in the run game. And then they could also get out into space and catch too, so you never know what you're going to get with this giant package that Loyola likes to run.
Tierney changing his protection. And that's a false start, and they're going to blow the play dead.
There's a flag on the field. It's offsides, goes against the Ramblers.
So this Dukes crowd making an impact early. The snow not affecting them thus far.
3 yards squared to go.
That'll make it a 2nd and 9 now. You mentioned those 2 tight ends. They call them the Jacks, number 88 and 87. Jack Fitzgerald and Jack Parker, both senior tight ends who are huge for this offense. Now Tierney with the empty backfield. 5 wide on 2nd and 9. Ball at the 42. Tierney looking to throw. That pass is caught. That's number 3. That's Quinn Foley.
And that's something you're just going to see all day. You saw there with David Locke. He was a little cautious backing up, and that's because we are on a turf field, and it's just spent the last hour or so snowing. So this is going to be very slick out there, and it's better to be a little slow than it is to fall down and completely lose your assignment. So you're going to see that a lot on both ends of the defense, and they're just going to need to get confident in themselves, keep their weight over their toes, and not trip to be able to make the tackles. But 3rd down and short here. Looks like they're going to run it up the middle since they have one of those Jacks right in the fullback position.
Here's the run on 3rd down and another flag. That might move Loyola back even more. Another false start. So costly penalties hurting the Ramblers early. And now a big opportunity for the Dukes on 3rd down. Obviously Loyola out of field goal range. The snow won't be doing them any favors there.
Let's get loud.
25 degrees, but the crowd here is on their feet. Herbert in the backfield. Now Herbert in motion. They moved him out to the near sideline. Now Tierney, low snap, able to corral it, looking to throw, firing downfield. That is caught, and a great catch. A contested catch. That's number 17, Declan Ford.
17 on 17 on Connor Dorner there. Declan Ford, big dude, 6'2", 175. Really effective all year. Had 10 catches for 605 yards. 31 catches for 605 yards and 10 touchdowns. So a third of the time when he catches it, he scored a touchdown. He's their best wide receiver and most effective wide receiver. So look for him here on a fade route because that's what they love to do with their 2 big wide receivers.
Able to move the chains now on 1st down, a run with Herbert.
And that was number 10 on
gains
the
next to nothing.
Number 6, David Locke, and number 15, Ashton Rocky. Gain of a yard. It's 2nd and 9 for the Ramblers.
You notice a little bit of shift in defensive scheme for the Dukes, bringing their cornerback 3, Connor Dorner, on, seeing a lot more snaps than he is used to. The Dukes adjusting to Loyola's depth at wide receiver.
Here they're going to go an interesting formation. Typically you hear announcers say trips, but this is quadrupes left.
Yeah, now it's trips. Now a tight end in the backfield. That's Jack Parker. Loyola trying to cause some confusion. It's a run with Tierney. Tierney evades one and is tackled at the 15-yard line, just next to the 1st down marker. Tackle made by Jack Korzanowski, the defensive back. They're going to mark Stearney short. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 now. Ball on the 16.
Another opportunity for the Dukes to be able to stand up this Loyola offense that has been so far slicing through. No big plays yet, but a ton of small chunk plays, and that's enough. That's all you need, is you need more than 4 yards of play to be able to get the first down every time, and that's what they've been doing. Putting in John McGuire, the safety here at running back.
On 3rd and 1, they give it to McGuire, and I believe he got it comfortably. That great push by the Loyola offensive line was the difference there.
It's 1st and 10.
You're going to see McGuire, the safety, a lot at running back today, and that's because their lead back, Will Niemeshine, is injured and out for today, and same with Drew McPherson, the sophomore, who's been quite incredible all year, creating a lot of big plays, especially on ESPN. His first touch was a 60-yard touchdown against football powerhouse St. Xavier. So both those guys are out, but it looks like the offensive line doesn't care, and they're moving people either way.
5 wide again. Loyola using a lot of pre-snap motion. We saw that a little bit with Glenbard West, trying to cause confusion on this Dukes defense. Now the handoff, it's Danny Herbert again, inside zone. Goes right into a wall of Dukes defenders. Tackled by Matt Sutter was in there, David Locke.
6 David Locke and number 78, Joe Reed.
2nd and 9 now.
It's a red zone stand, Duke fans. Let's get loud.
That's the issue with playing against Loyola. They always have a good threat to run or pass.
Now Stearney looking to throw over the head of the intended receiver. Now a 3rd and 9. We've seen this a lot from the Dukes, where in the red zone they seem to bend but not break, where they kind of give up these lengthy drives, but right when you think the offense is about to go in for 6, the Dukes wall up and are either able to force a turnover on downs or give up a field goal, which at this level with these stakes is a really, really big win. The Dukes need to get off the field here now. Third and 9, crowd on their feet. Stearney in the shotgun. He looks to throw. That pass is caught. It's Declan Ford again.
Pass thrown to number 17. He's stopped by number 29.
That was a good job by Reese Richardson to make a form tackle and be able to push him out of bounds for a 4th down. But it looks like Loyola is really going to go for it.
There was no hesitation there, and look at this. They're bringing on the jumbo package here.
I can't hear you.
Or does it look like a field goal? Stearney just went off.
I can't hear
A lot of confusion on this Loyola huddle. 4:20 remaining in
Probably
this first
going to need
quarter.
a timeout. Probably going to use a timeout here, as who's out there is a little confused with what's going on, or they might even get a delay of game. As it's a 40-second play clock.
Looks like they're going to go the Wildcat formation. Look at this, 9 blockers. And now a timeout is called.
There's the timeout. John McGuire, reminiscing of last year's Loyola team, who was by far the #1 team all year there, and they went undefeated up until losing at home to Lockport Township, who eventually went on to win the state championship in the 8A section, or 8A class last year, and they ran a lot with Olin Krutz's son, who was a safety at that Wildcat position. So McGuire learned a lot from him over the course of the past few years, as he was a long-term starter for the Ramblers. They're going to try and draw something up tricky here to throw the Dukes off, as that run game has been very inconsistent. Every once in a while they'll break it off for 4 or 5, maybe even a little further than that, but nothing big so far. And the Dukes have really been, as you said, bend don't break, and they've done that all year. They've never allowed more than 2 touchdowns in regulation.
It's 4th down, Duke fans. Let's get loud.
So still no Stearney. He's on the sideline. They're going to run out with that same package. Wildcat formation. It's McGuire. Takes the snap. And diving into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Loyola cashes in for 6, and they draw first blood here in the semis.
And our visitors are on the board.
Loyola is a great offense, and they've had a great offense the entire year, scoring 506 points, which is an average of 43 points per game. And on the road, they've been a little lower on that, but they've played all really tough playoff teams, and resulting in a 36.5 points per game away from Wilmette.
Point after is good, so their offense is 1 for 1 on scoring drives today. They lead this one 7-0.
Long snap, or the holder was number 4, so that could be Ryan Craddock, or it could be Melvin Poku, or it could be Owen Joyce. All are listed as number 4 for the Ramblers.
For those who weren't aware, last week the Dukes had a very impressive performance against the Palatine Pirates to reach the semifinals at home. The Dukes were trailing 10-7 going into the fourth quarter, but 17 unanswered points in the fourth quarter helped the Dukes prevail. They won it 24-10 in dramatic fashion.
Definitely, and coming back there, as you said, as they were down and they were being outplayed by the Pirates all day until the Dukes really turned it around on defense, finally put their foot in the ground and anchored themselves and be able to push back with a few interceptions, a safety, quite a few sacks. It was a dominant performance in that fourth quarter, one of the best performances in a fourth quarter on a side of the ball that I've personally ever seen. The wind knocking down the ball.
Yeah.
Just to show you how impactful this wind's going to be, is the gusts are currently getting up to 35 miles an hour, on average about 16 miles an hour.
But weirdly enough, the clouds clearing up a little bit. We see blue sky from where we're at. Here's the kick. Now fielded by Danko, the speedy wideout. He's got room. Danko cuts it upfield at the 20 and tackled at the 23. Good return by Danko. And we'll see if the offense can get some momentum. They went 3 and out on their last drive. See what Coach Fitz comes up with here.
Definitely, there was a little blue light there, and you could hear, it was Jack McGrath who stopped that. You could hear the Duke students section get a little hype as they saw that there was a lot of green grass in front of Danko, but a great catch-up tackle by McGrath to be able to snuff out that big momentum swing on special teams, or possible momentum swing for the Dukes on special teams.
Dukes and 11 personnel. Refs pulled the play dead. No flag, so we'll see what the call is. May just be an official's timeout.
There's a flag.
There is a flag. Late one. And it'll be a false start on the Dukes.
That's a false start against the Dukes.
Something the Dukes did a lot against Palatine was a lot of penalties, kind of shooting themselves in the foot throughout the course of that first half. Happening again here as they went 3 and out to start it. So they're really not going to be able to deal with this against a team that is good as Loyola.
This drive just becomes a little harder now. Now 1st and 15. 4 wide. Does it a throw? That is caught. That's Brian Filosa, their typical slot receiver.
Ryan Turner. He was tackled by number 26 of the Ramblers. 2nd down for the Dukes.
Filosa always been the slot option for the Dukes, unless they throw Kelly Watson in there if they want to run a dual set with him and Mellion from the backfield out wide. Now they're going to go trips left as well.
That's a screen pass to the tight end, Mancini, and he has stood up right away. There's that safety that you were talking about. That's John McGuire, number 33. The closing speed of that kid, very impressive, and he's able to shut down Mancini.
Definitely, and that was a huge play. They probably looked at that a lot on film, as that was a huge play for the Dukes as they ran off a 45-yard screen play that was quite similar to that last week against Palatine. And that was a major chunk of Matt Veza's passing yards last week, so they're looking for more variety there, and hopefully that'll work further into the game.
Goes in the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Time to throw, and then it's caught by Charlie Specht. And that should move the chains. We'll see where the officials mark it. It might be a little short.
I think he got there. Depends on where they mark him.
Oh, wow.
Wow. A couple yards short.
Yeah, not a very generous call there, but the Dukes, no hesitation. Offense is staying on the field with 2 minutes to go, despite being backed up.
They believe in their run game. I believe in it too, as they're going to bring in Melvin, who's really been great in the short yardage situation. They're going to tell that offensive line, close your eyes and run forward and hit someone as hard as you can, because that's all you're going to need to do to get this extra yard. Just try harder than the guy in front of you and you'll get there. But number 99, Brooks Barr, the Michigan commit and 3-star defensive end, lining up inside there to try and prevent that from happening. Dukes are going to talk it over, maybe bring a little trick play, a little play action and a quick slant to Filosa or Watson there. Either would really work, because both of them are really good in that quick, jittery, one cut and get free.
With the IHSA, the future plays here.
With this timeout, we'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to York Sports Network. 1:41 remaining in this first quarter. Welcome back to Clarence D. East Field. 4th and 1 for the Dukes. Ball on their own 32-yard line. This is huge. They give it to Melvin, and I don't think he got there.
That was number 30, Jake Melvin.
Pressure off the edge. You do not see that often.
What a job. I think that was number 62, I want to say. Couldn't really see who got there first, but the entire left side of the defensive line for Loyola. And we got there. As it looks like the spot they're giving them, the Dukes saw the spot and are getting hype.
But they're not.
We're checking for the spot.
Now I wonder, now some confusion. The refs seem to think forward progress. Melvin might have gotten there.
He did not have far to go. It was probably a little more than 2 feet to try and reach that first down. Not much to go. And I think he may have got there. I didn't think he got there, but he may have got there right at the peak, and then he got hit a couple times to move the pile backwards. But I see where the ball is spotted now, and I could agree with the Dukes that looks like that is past the 34-yard line. And I'm surprised they just haven't brought the chains out yet. Now they're coming out. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Huge call at this point in the game. Loyola would have a short field and the lead if the Dukes were to be stopped.
Yeah, huge change in momentum. We're not changing momentum, but an increase in momentum for Loyola.
At the concession stand, you can warm up with some hot chocolate as you cheer on your team to victory.
Here's the payoff.
And did not get there. So the chains confirm it. Loyola with the 4th down stand, and they will have the short field with 1:35 to go. Out comes the offense.
And it's first down for the Ramblers at the 32-yard line.
Now first down. The tight end Parker in motion. Now Stearney gives it to Herbert. Herbert inside zone run. Gains a couple.
Cole Ostendorf and number 52, John Rainier.
It looks like
Artie Rainier.
these
Second down for the Ramblers.
The Dukes are doing a good job of tackling, but the issue is that this Loyola offensive line, now they may not be bigger than Glenbard West's offensive line, who the Dukes played earlier this year and was successful in stopping their run game. These guys are just so much more technical in ability to be able to just drive forwards and keep their legs moving forward. It seems like every time they're getting 3 to 4 yards of push.
Herbert again on second down, breaking free and gaining quite a few. Tackled by Evan Grazzini and Reese Richardson.
29, Reese Richardson. It's third down, Duke fans. Let's.
And a very good tackle at that, because Richardson was the last line of defense there.
On comes Mcquade again. Another 3rd and short, even though the Dukes have been not necessarily getting gashed, but definitely have not been up to snuff of their typical defensive prowess, have still kept Loyola needing to work for every first down, getting them in 3rd down 5 times already today.
3rd and 2, it's Mcquade, and he is stuffed by David Locke. He was ready for that from the very beginning. And the Dukes get a much-needed stop as the first quarter comes to a close. 4th and 5 now. What a play by the senior.
Now is going to on-come the field goal unit is my guess, but now the issue is that for Loyola is the fact that that's going to flip the fields, and when the fields flip, that means now the wind is blowing back. He's going to be kicking it from about the 31-32, I'm pretty sure, which is going to make it a 42-yard field goal, but winds of up to 20 miles an hour going in the opposite direction of where he wants the ball to go is going to make an extremely tough chance here to go up 2 possessions for the Academy of Loyola's Ramblers.
Phone orders for single-day tickets to this year's state football championship games are now being accepted at the U of I ticket office. Single-day tickets are priced at $50 each and allow you to watch all 4 games that day.
So we'll see what Loyola chooses to do. Got to imagine this 7-0 lead will factor into their decision. Taking a lot of time in that huddle. The offense staying out onto the field, 5 wide. Stearney with an empty backfield. Loyola on fourth down. Stearney to throw. Looking left, incomplete. And the Dukes get the turnover on downs.
Number 5.
The Dukes repay the favor there. Good job. And the wind showing its effect there going in that direction as the wind just blew that ball straight down into the ground before it could reach its intended target.
Yeah, that one never had a chance. That was about like a 6 or 7 yard out route, and it wasn't even close.
No, and the Dukes come back onto the field with a little less time, acting like nothing ever happened on that last drive, as they're just going to get another opportunity from their 27, which is what I think the exact yard line was when Filosa returned it after Loyola's touchdown.
The run on first down, it's Kelly Watson. Watson breaking free and a big hit delivered.
Kelly Watson with the ball.
But a good gain on first down. And Watson is slow to get up a little bit. Immediately, Melvin comes on. Watson holding his thigh, able to walk.
Yeah, Watson's been dealing with a lot of ailments over the past few weeks as he's been playing tough in the playoffs and trying to play through injuries that probably need a few weeks to rest. But as any football player can attest, you're going to be fighting through, especially when this is your opportunity and the Duke's opportunity, the first ever time to reach the state final. You're going to be sacrificing your body on all aspects to be able to help the team in any way you can. And the interesting thing is we have yet to see a run from Veza. So that's my prediction here. I'm going to go a little Tony Romo. I'm going to say QB power right.
On second down, it's a run to Melvin. He's broke the first tackle and gains the first down. I was looking at the wrong guy. I thought Melvin was driven back, able to bounce it outside and pick up the extra yardage. That's what he's so good at.
Yeah, great job there, doing a little spin move on the Michigan commit, getting around him and being able to keep the chains moving and getting the first down for the Dukes this year, or this game, actually the second. Specht had that one good corner route. So it looks like the snow decided to come in return.
I was just about to say, the snow flurries are back for more.
Wow, and they are furious.
Another run to Melvin on first down and another big gain. The run game starting to come alive here in the second quarter.
And that's number 30, Jake Melvin on the run. He was stopped
3 straight runs of 5 yards or more.
Second down for the Dukes.
So, and that's what the Dukes have been so effective so far this year, getting a good push from their offensive line, and then the absolute utter great talent of the running backs that the Dukes have been able to convert on pushing further.
Now 2nd and 4. It's another run to Melvin, and this time he's stuffed. Great pressure off the edge.
He was stopped by number 58 of the Ramblers.
Number 58, that is Ethan Hogg. Great play made by him. Now it's 3rd down for the Dukes.
Ethan Hogg has been the most productive of the defensive linemen for the Ramblers this year, and showing why there's being able to blowing up Mancini there to make the tackle for loss.
3rd and 6. Vezza with time. Vezza throwing. That is caught by Mancini. Mancini down the sideline, tackled at the 30. Biggest play for both teams today. And Vezza, despite the win, throwing a dime to the tight end. And the catch and run goes for 13.
Great job there. Mancini's been an effective receiver at the tight end position all year, and quite the decent blocker. Got the best of him last time, but then coming back and fighting back and powering through to get a big yardage gain.
Now on 1st and 10, another play action rollout going up for it all. Oh, that was intended for Charlie Specht, and that would have been a touchdown had they connected.
It was a good play there. I really like that. Play call by Fitz, where you have everyone rolling right, and then you have Specht streaking at the back end of the field. You saw that a lot in the Glenbard West game, is that game-winning touchdown, as well as the massive play that set up the game-winning touchdown, was both that play where Vezza's rolling out to his right, and he has 3 wide receivers in front of him, and then Specht on the back end, who's going to get open a lot from there, especially with no safety over the top here.
4 wide, Duke's going to throw it again. This time it's Velosa.
Pass gone by number 19, Brian Velosa.
No, they're going to say incomplete. Was not able to hold on as he went to the ground. That'll make it 3rd and 10.
Excuse me on that one. It appears that pass was incomplete. 3rd down for the Dukes.
Out comes the sun quite a bit. What a weird weather day we have.
Very interesting. Hope it continues to have the sun out, as that would be much more comfortable for our purposes and make the game much more interesting from an offensive perspective.
Now 3rd and 10, 11 personnel. Vezza to throw, comes back to Melvin. Melvin's got green. Melvin down the sideline, 1st down and more. Melvin cuts it back. Melvin inside the 10. What a play. The Dukes move the chains and a whole lot more. Now a 1st and goal off of the great play call by Coach Fitz.
Yeah, what a job there, getting into his Kyle Shanahan-esque bag there with the little throwback to Melvin. Typically in the 49ers offense, that's going to be a Deebo Samuel, but just as effective Melvin there, able to power through and keep going. And a great job by the offensive lineman to hold up the defensive lineman just long enough for Vezza to get that throw off.
Now a quarterback power to the left side. Vezza down the sideline and pushed out of bounds.
Number 9, Matt Vezza,
at about the 5.
8 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the second quarter. York with a chance to tie it up here after a couple of huge plays from integral players all year in Mancini and Melvin.
Vezza channeling his inner Justin Fields or Josh Allen, rushing for 144 yards last week against Palatine.
He's been great with his legs all postseason, and now he's using his arms. There's a couple of big passes here trying to throw off this Loyola defense, who's probably came into the game expecting him to rush it 20 to 30 times.
Left cornerback giving Luke Maylander some space. Now Veza to throw. Veza running out of time. Veza escapes to the line of scrimmage. Good job to not take the sack, but it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 5.
3rd down for the Dukes.
Yeah, Hogue there with a good acceleration. He was going against Bagora. Bagora had to release him, or else that would have been a holding call, but good for Loyola for him to be able to get up and make that tackle to limit that would have been touchdown by Veza. So he was able to get there, and the defensive backs did a good job in covering Maylander, Specht, and Mancini.
Now a big 3rd and goal. Veza roll out, pressure off the edge. Veza running out of time, and the ball is free. Oh, they're going to say he threw it incomplete. Ooh.
Fumble almost would have been.
Almost nearly went to a receiver in the end zone.
I was going to say, I think that was recovered at the 1, so almost would have been better if they decided to call that a fumble. As it looked like to me, but McGuire showing off that speed that we were telling you about earlier, being able to catch up to Veza, who's considered by everyone on the Duke, pretty much everyone on the Dukes, that he is one of the fastest players wearing green today.
Yeah, that's the negative over a PA rollout. The left side just does not get blocked. All the offensive linemen pull to the right side. That time McGuire just able to catch up with Veza, nearly forced the fumble. But the field goal unit coming on. It is up, and it is good. So the Dukes get their first points of the game and cut into this lead. It's now 7-3 Ramblers.
Number 82, Nico Ruggieri is the holder, and number 97, Seamus Wicklow, the long snapper.
That was a good drive by the Dukes with an unfortunate ending. Probably would have liked to see more rushes up the middle, as that was working for quite a while with Melian. But it's tough down there when you're against a defense as good as Loyola, who admittedly does not have the point per game or opponent point per game numbers that the Dukes have, but they played tougher competition. So both defenses are stellar and probably number 1 and number 2 in state.
$7:50 remaining in this first half.
Now the sun is bright out.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ.
Taking a look at Loyola's path to the semifinals, they started off with an opening round matchup against Plainfield South. They took care of them, then went to Edwardsville, a very long drive. Won that one as well, and then just last week in the quarterfinals defeated the Dukes rival, the Lions of LT.
Set kickoff for the Dukes, number 36, Damian Glotz.
Kick by Glodz, looking into the sun, fielded at the 17, and tripped up at the 23. A good play made by Grazzini.
32 on the return for the Ramblers.
Grazzini has been effective all year on special teams, making big tackles, and now he's going to stay out to where he's even better in the linebacker position on defense, making some huge tackles, notably the one to keep the kicker of Marist out of the end zone in the second overtime to help the Dukes win there and continue their playoff hopes and their magical season on their way to 12-0 so far in 2022.
So out comes the Colgate commit and his offense. 1st and 10 from the 28. Stearney, read option, now looking to throw, running out of time, and dumps it off to his tight end. That's Jack Parker, but a big hit delivered.
He was tackled by number 7, Matt
The wind
Sutter.
is knocked out of Matt Sutter, as that's probably a difference in 6 or 7 inches and at least 100 pounds there. Matt Sutter getting a little heated, hearing a lot of from the Loyola sideline. I don't know if you all could see that, but pretty funny that there was a few Loyola players right there on the sideline who did a little fake hurdle sound or fake hurdle demonstration to number 88, the tight end, because they knew Sutter was going to go low to be able to make that tackle, and telling him to try and hurdle him next time.
Nonetheless, a great tackle by number 7.
Wonderful job there.
Now a 2nd and 8 for the Ramblers. Stearney empty backfield. And he's looking to throw again. Stearney looking to his right. That is caught in stride down the sideline. It's a foot race. 20, 15. Are they going to get him? No, they will not. A huge touchdown by number 11. That's Corey Larson. A 70-yard touchdown catch and run, and the Loyola Academy Ramblers stretch the lead. A bang-bang play. And they're an extra point away from a 11-point lead.
Wow, what a throw there. Stearney showing why he's going to college to play quarterback, as he's did a wonderful job there, absolutely just dropping the bread in the basket there for them, and then for number 11 to be able to pull away and keep going and avoid the shoestring tackle, I want to say, of Reese Richardson there on him.
Point after is good, and it's now 14-3 with 7:03 to go in this first half. Stearney, a very impressive throw, especially when you consider that he was throwing into the wind.
Located on the field. Please make a mental note of this location in the event of a cardiac emergency.
And then Corey Larson did the rest.
Yeah, big play job. Great big play job there by Loyola. They've been really successful at the big plays all year, and that's how they've really gotten their offense, is that they set it up with a lot of runs, a lot of short passes, and then they go over the top. And there, that was really interesting, is I didn't see Sutter out there, as I think he went to the sideline. As he went to the sideline, and they had Jack Korzanowski, typically an outside corner, who over the top, but he was shaded to the opposite side, so he wasn't able to get there to be able to have an impact on the ball.
And the kick by Loyola sails out of bounds.
Caught by number 10, Brian Grant. Unfortunately, Brian is out of bounds.
So the penalty gives the Dukes good field position.
First down for the Dukes at the 35-yard
Their drive ended in a field goal last time.
Touchdown here would be massive for the Dukes, cutting the lead down to 4. Cutting the lead down to 4, which would be integral to keeping this game close, as Loyola has really been having their way with the Dukes so far, currently up 11 points. And they've been really able to do a lot of things on offense, run the ball, throw the ball, and then on defense they've stopped a lot, except for a few good plays or a few big plays by the Dukes. They've been pretty good on offense for the past couple of drives. They just don't need penalties to hurt themselves here.
First down run goes to Kelly Watson.
Number 1, Kelly Watson on the run. He was tackled by his numerical opposite, number 99 of the Ramblers. Number 99 is Brooks Barr. There's number 94 on the tackle, Mickey Connolly.
Second and 9. Vezza to throw, good protection. Looking for his open man, it was Anthony Mancini. Just out of the, just too far.
Third down for the Dukes.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 now.
Yeah, good route there, well-run route. Setting up the go route for Mancini, but then cutting it outside. The ball just to the sideline a little too much. Now it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Dukes. So you're going to need to convert here.
Loyola will be getting the ball to start the second half, so points of any kind will be crucial to York before halftime.
Just over half the second quarter remaining.
Vezza running out of time, scrambling, improvising, now throwing. That is incomplete. A good pass breakup. That was number 49 of the Ramblers. Spec wanted a flag, but he's not going to get it.
Yeah, pretty sure that was a flag there, is even though Vezza stopped to try and catch the ball, the defender just ran right into him before the ball got there. But as the refs see it, they saw it as that since he stopped, even though it was to get the ball, since he stopped, then it's not on the defender to try and stop in the same amount of time.
So out comes Mason Ball fans with the wind at his back, and that's a booming punt. Fielded at the 16-yard line. Looking for space upfield, breaks it off all the way out to the 30.
Number 3 on the return for the Ramblers.
That is number 3.
Snapper number 97, Seamus Wicklow, and number 12, Marquand Brewster. It'll be 1st and 10.
Number
for the
3,
Ramblers at
Quinn Foley on the return.
31-yard line, excuse me.
First and 10, ball on the 31. Stearney on first down. He is stuffed.
What a job there by Evan Grazzini and Danny Dalek, who were able to really penetrate the offensive line there and cause a loss of yardage, or as the refs see it, it's going to be forward progress, keeps them same at the line of scrimmage.
That was Ryan Craddock on the run. These runs up the middle just have not seemed to be working for the Ramblers thus far. To no one's surprise, because this Duke's run defense is one of the best, if not the best, in the state. Second and 10, empty backfield for Stearney. Stearney looking to throw immediately, and that is caught.
Good tackle there.
Yeah, like I said, a great tackle. That was number 11, Corey Larson, with the long touchdown earlier.
Number 29, Reese Richardson.
Nowhere near the end zone on that one, though. Good tackle by Richardson, and it's a 3rd and 5 upcoming for Loyola.
Another big 3rd down for Loyola, who's been really effective at converting 3rd downs. I want to say, if my remembrance is correct, they are 5 of 6 currently from 3rd down. No, 5 of 7 on 3rd down, so a pretty good percentage so far today. They're looking to keep that up.
Crowd making some noise. Dukes would love to get off the field here. They fake the toss. Now Stearney runs with it up the middle, diving, and I believe he got it. Able to knife his way.
Tackled by number 56, Daniel Dalek.
Able to knife his way through the defense.
22, Jack Warzowski.
And they're going to move the chains.
First down for the Ramblers.
Snow has stopped. Wind has picked up here at Clarence D. East Field.
It looks like more snow is to come. It's going to be a little on and off game all afternoon today.
Loyola quick to the line of scrimmage. It's the run to Craddock. Craddock is tripped up by the other number 4. That's Evan Grazzini.
Number 4, the runner, was down by number 4, Evan Grazzini of the Dukes.
Good job there by Grazzini to be able to slip under the blocker and still make the tackle, being effective at that.
Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
And with just under 4 minutes to go in this first half, got to imagine Loyola's going to run the ball a little bit, try and milk some of this clock, knowing that they're going to get the ball to start the second half, not give the Dukes offense any more opportunities before halftime.
Definitely, because if Loyola is able, even if they don't score here on this drive, they're going to be looking to score coming out of halftime. But the Dukes are great at halftime adjustments, so we'll see what they'll look at. It looks like it's going to be a flag here or a timeout. Timeout Loyola.
Timeout Loyola with 3:26 in the first half. Dukes looking to go to the state championship game. They have their work cut out for them, down by 11. You're listening to York Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. back to the action on a quick 2nd and 10. Oh, a quick little reverse. A stiff arm, and he's tackled. That was Declan Ford. A crazy trick play there by the Ramblers, but the Dukes were ready for every level of it. It was an immediate halfback sweep to Craddock. He flips it to Ford, and then Ford is eventually flipped by number 2, Jacob Young.
Third down, Duke fans.
That play goes backwards, and it's a 3rd and 9 now.
Wow, what a job there. Nice little trickery there, and all the guys had to be on the same communication and good timing. And the same timing there for that to be effective, so a good run there, but an even better job by the Dukes is number 12, I think it looks like, at quarterback right now.
Yeah, a new quarterback for the Ramblers, and he's going to run with it. Plenty of room in ahead of him. He's going to move the chains and get into Duke's territory. That is number 12, Sean, or excuse me, that's Luke Collins.
First down, Ramblers.
For a first down.
As Jake Stearney has gone to the sideline, I did not see him go down. Do not know what happened there.
And he doesn't have a helmet on either. He has a headset on the sideline.
Well, they had multiple number 15s as they had a backup, whoever that is, backing up and relaying signals so far today on offense. So the backup quarterback is currently in for the Ramblers, and the Dukes are going to be thrown a little off guard as he probably hasn't played a ton all season.
Jumbo set for the Ramblers on first down. And I believe a false start.
And there's a flag.
It will be a false start.
Delay a game.
Or delay a game, excuse me. Nonetheless, a 5-yard penalty.
In slight irony, it'll be 1st and 15.
As they come to the sideline to talk it out a little bit, as it looks like Loyola took a time out there. As the teams talk it over, so will we, but off the air. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Keep watching on York Sports Network.
First and 15 following the delay a game penalty. Hello everyone, welcome back to York Sports Network. It's a run to right, Craddock, and a huge tackle for loss by number 21, Cole Ostendorf. One of the most dynamic players on this Dukes defense, and he's only a junior.
And he was actually selected to the 8A state playoffs all-playoff team. So a very good job there by him, and he's been effective all year. You're probably going to see that a lot more, where the Dukes are going to send the linebackers and blitzes with the backup quarterback in. Luke Collins.
2nd and 11. Collins is going to throw for this one, and a great pass breakup by number 17, Connor Dorner.
17 deflected by number 17, Connor Dorner.
The senior really stepping up these past couple of games when the Dukes have needed him. That'll make it a 3rd and 11. And a big opportunity for the Dukes defense to get off the field.
Luca Mancuso wants to hear some bells.
3rd down, Loyola looking.
I can't hear you.
York PA announcer asking for more cowbell.
Like all the rock bands in the 90s.
It is loud here in Elmhurst. Collins on 3rd down. They need 11 to move the chains. Collins throwing immediately, looking downfield. That pass is incomplete, but an immediate flag. That's going to go against Reese. Hello everybody and welcome back to York Sports Network with Joshua Melvin. I am Gavin Connolly, set to kick off this second half with the Loyola Academy Ramblers leading this one 17-3 in the IHSA semifinal. The chance to go to Champaign on the line. Second half underway. Loyola with the ball, receiving it. Missed tackle by the Dukes. Forced all the way out to the 34-yard line before he's stopped. Good return by the Ramblers.
And a good shoestring tackle there by Connor Dorner.
Taking a look at some of the first half stats, the Dukes with an unrecognizable performance on the ground. 10 attempts for 15 yards. We have not seen them be held in check like that this year. Matt Veza, 5 of 11, throwing the football for 63 yards. So out comes this Loyola offense, led by quarterback Jake Stearney. Stearney had 111 yards and a touchdown in that first half. First play goes to the ground. That is Herbert.
10 on the handoff and the run. He was tackled by number 4, Evan Grazzini, and number 6, David Locke. It's a first down, Ramblers.
Good play there by the offensive line, just absolutely creating a wall for the running back to run behind and get a huge gain, and for them to be able to get a first down. And just pushing this Dukes defense that's been so good against the run the entire year. It's just getting pushed back at every single instance.
Now first and 10 from the 45. They give it to Ryan Craddock. Craddock goes for no gain.
And that's number 15, Ashton Naraki.
Good play by Naraki to be able to
Evan
get through and
Grazzini
make a good play.
It's second down for the Ramblers.
Nice job there, holding him now to a second and long.
Luca Mancuso
A likely
has a
passing
fever and he
down.
needs more cowbell.
Especially with one of the tight ends coming off, and same with the running back for a couple of wide receivers.
Empty backfield now for the Ramblers. They've thrown a lot of different offensive schemes at the Dukes. Stearney to throw. That is caught. That is
Pass caught by number 17,
Ford.
number 2, Jacob Young catches him by his shoestring.
Good
It's
tackle there.
third
A good
down,
catch
Duke
by
fans.
Ford.
Let's get loud.
And just the amount of people that Loyola has to be able to throw at the Dukes for different sort of packages, different sort of looks. They could go a jumbo package with 3 tight ends, 2 running backs, or they could go on a 5-out look, and either will be effective either way. And you know their offensive line is going to be stout, not going to allow many penetrations.
3rd and 2. Oh, the snap is fumbled. The Dukes trying to jump on it. They cannot. But nonetheless, a big stop on 3rd down, and Loyola will likely have to punt.
And it's
We saw some of these miscues in the first half for Loyola Academy. First one of the second half is a bobbled snap. And out comes the punting unit and re-energizing this student section. Everyone on their feet. Winter coats, winter hats. Doesn't matter. Punt by Michael Baker.
Fair
catch made by Danko.
number 81 was Danko.
Wind was blowing that one really far. It was a big booming punt there, making the Dukes have to drive
14-yard line.
over 86 yards to be able to score and get this game within 1 possession.
But that last drive was exactly what the doctor ordered. Getting a stop on this defense. The defense has really been their anchor this whole year in terms of getting stops and gaining momentum. We saw it last game too. Immediately they gave up 1 first down, then they force the punt right after that. See how the offense can answer the bell. First plays a run to Watson. Watson tries to hurdle or dive
He was tackled by number
over the offensive
4,
line, unable
which is either
to
Rocco Izzo or John Baum, depending on which scorecard you're using for the Ramblers.
unable to gain a yard there. 2nd and 10.
Second down for the Dukes.
Good play to create a hole, but unfortunately it was plugged by Hogg. There's a good good for him to get around and make the tackle for Loyola.
2nd and 9. Veza trying to escape. Down he goes at the last second.
And that's number 50 of the Ramblers. It's either Brady Moffett or Justin Trott.
Justin Trott on the sack. Now it's 3rd and 13. This pass rush was held in check for the most part by Loyola, starting to come alive here in the second half. Their first sack of the day.
Definitely been more effective against the run than against the pass, except for a couple of times on the goal line during PA rollouts, but there they're able to penetrate and hit Veza as he was trying to improvise in the pocket as everything was going chaotic and collapsing around him. Florida receivers out, Kelly in the backfield.
Walton in the backfield. It is 3rd and 13 now. Veza, plenty of time, now throwing, and incomplete. Intended for Brian Filosa, but the wind just knocked that back.
Brings up a 4th for the Dukes.
4th and 13, and just too much risk to go for it with the ball on the 11-yard line, so out comes Mason Bell fans.
It's going to be a very short punt as the wind is blowing in the direction. And you can see that by number 3, which is probably going to be one of any 4 players, but he is standing there at the Duke's 40-yard line.
And a bobbled snap. Bell fans are covering at the last second. Good hands by him. And the punt goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A very, very short field for the Ramblers. We'll see if they can capitalize. So a big, big stand by this Loyola defense after punting on their first drive of the second half, playing the field position game and pinning the Dukes back, and then their defense really answered the bell, and their offense will prosper.
The Loyola defense was probably their best possession all day there, as they were able to absolutely siphon out any sort of good plays by the Dukes offense and now give the ball back to their offense on the 30.
First down run is Danny Herbert on the jet sweep. He gains 5.
He was stopped by number 7.
Tackled at the 25-yard line.
2nd down for Loyola.
That pre-snap motion gets one of the jacks in, coming in hot to be able to make a good block on the edge there to Jacob Young, giving Loyola a 5-yard first down run.
7 blockers for the Ramblers right now. It's another give to Herbert. Herbert gets to the 15-yard line.
He was stopped by number 22.
A couple of quick cutbacks.
And number 2, Jacob Young.
And the Ramblers are driving.
It's red zone defense, Duke fans. Let's get loud.
Red zone 1st and 10 from the 11. Gonna look to keep running here as they've just been so dominant so far this drive on the run.
Under
the Dukes
7
are
minutes to
creeping up
play.
linebackers.
Looking to bring the pressure. Herbert escapes. And now he's got room to run, tackled at the 11-yard line.
Number 10 on the run for the Ramblers. He was stopped by number 13, Andrew Villard. Gain of 5 on the play.
Missed tackle there by David Locke in the backfield. Nearly knocked him backwards 4 or 5 yards, but
let's get loud.
unable to wrap up the running back and bring him down as he still gets a good gain of 6 yards.
Loyola in no hurry. Now throwing for the end zone, intended for Ford, can't make the play. Oh, and a flag comes out. There was no contact there. The whole Duke's sideline is in disbelief. They're gonna call a pass interference on Jack Korzanowski. I think the ref thought Kors pushed him. Ford went down on his own.
Ford just stumbled. He just lost the ball in the air, tried to track it. He was just turning his back. And all 4,000 or so of Duke fans on this south side of the field is just bringing out the Boo Birds.
Nissan keys was found at the South End concession stand. If you are missing your keys to your
As they pick up the flag, I don't know if they'll end up calling anything, as it looks like the judges who had a better angle there are going to prevail possibly in calling that what it is, and that was just an incompletion.
And that would be huge, because if the call becomes an incompletion, it's a 3rd and 5 from the 11 versus a 1st and goal at about the 6-yard line.
It's a goal line stand.
They didn't make the announcement, but it looks like you're right. First and goal, so it looks like the call does stand on the field as a pass interference. And they're bringing out that giant
it's
package.
The John
that
McGuire package. McGuire takes the Wildcat. Him and Grazzini collide at the 3-yard line. McGuire falls forward for a couple. 2nd and goal now.
It's a goal line stand.
Under 6 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter.
Loud.
Duke's defense on their heels. Crowd trying to rally up this defense. They need a goal line stand. Loyola up 14 and driving. McGuire takes the snap again. Now slowing down, and he was stopped. He slowed down for some reason. I am not sure why.
Probably just trying to be patient to see if a hole opened up, but that just gave it enough time for about 6 Duke defenders to come in and push him backwards and over at the 1-yard line. So it's 3rd down and goal, but this is definitely 4-down territory if you are Loyola, because the way analytics are going now in football, this is definitely always the move. You want to go 4 downs when you're this close, because then you can then you're making the Dukes have to start the drive. If they don't convert on 4th down, you're making the Dukes have to start the drive and go 99 yards, which is very hard.
McGuire and the Wildcat once again, now this time diving forward and into the end zone for a 2nd touchdown of the day. Loyola extends the lead with 4:40 to go. John McGuire from 1 yard out on the direct snap.
That signature push of the Loyola offensive line today, where they've just allowed no contact to be reached unless it's just one player. They just have never been pushed back. It's only one player who's able to get penetration, or they get 4 or 5 yards of a push.
So Loyola opens up the scoring in the 2nd half. Point after is good.
Kick is good.
Up by 3 touchdowns now is the Ramblers.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you drive a Nissan and you are missing your keys,
lots of boos being directed towards the ref. Remember the costly pass interference penalty that aided the touchdown.
keys were found at the South End concessions area.
So the offense really needs to bounce back here. Time is no longer on their side, and now they're down 3 scores. They need points in a hurry.
They need a touchdown here, and if not, it's really not looking good for the Duke's chances to go to Champaign next weekend. And speaking of Champaign, the current team from out of there is now going to lose, as they were very competitive against Michigan all day. They allowed a huge drive at the end for J.J. McCarthy to drive down the field. Nazareth, not alum, as he transferred to IMG due to the COVID playing rules in Illinois during his senior season, but he was a long-time Nazareth QB. Drove him down the field and win, unfortunately, and Michigan keeps their playoff hopes alive. The Dukes are looking to keep their playoff hopes alive here today, as they're going to look to drive and make a comeback, as Michigan did, because Michigan was losing that entire game until the last minute, and the Dukes are looking to hopefully make it a little faster than the last minute, but down 3 scores, that's going to be very tough to come back in any sort of speedy fashion.
Fair catch made in the end zone.
And number 81, Kristenko, gets that in the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dukes at the 20-yard line.
As you said, the Duke's offense just not looking like itself, going for a lot of passes, and the run just has not been working. Veza, who's gotten a combined over 50 carries in the past 2 games, has now not even gotten, I want to say, 3 carries so far today. So he's been held in check, and so is the running game. So this defense has really been spectacular all day for the Ramblers.
Yeah, Loyola's just done their homework, and there is the QB power. That worked so well last week.
Number 9, Matt
Goes for a few there. Loyola must have done their homework, knowing that Veza would be a force on the ground and a big defensive line. Really gives them the advantage in that department.
Yeah, Loyola's really been daring the Dukes to throw the ball down the field with bringing their safeties down, having Mcquade, and I think that's number 26, both being within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage at all times.
Veza looking to throw into the wind. He's intended for Specht, and no call. And this Duke sideline is in disbelief.
Another time where number 21 had a lot of hands on Charlie Specht. They're downfield. No flag, though, from that back judge. So they keep it in their pocket, and the Dukes are going to have to look at a long 3rd down again.
Some very questionable calls throughout this entire, or no calls, I should say, throughout this game. Now the Dukes are tasked with a 3rd and 8. Veza throwing over the middle, out of reach for Specht. He went to Specht on those last 2 plays. That'll be a 4th and 8 now.
That time Brooks Barr was forcing that ball out quick. Good seam route by Specht, was open, just missed barely there. It was so close. That's been the story of the Duke's deep passing game today. So close, yet so far. Only 1 for 5 so far on attempts, 20 yards down the field, and all of them have been close to catchable. They've all been within a yard or 2 of the wide receiver, but just out of the reach, making it tough to dive on the run like that when Specht is sprinting downfield.
It's been difficult with this wind, just hard to be accurate. The Duke's going for it on their own 22. Veza with 8. Veza stumbling, and Veza is sacked. And another turnover on downs for this Duke's offense. Loyola getting the ball back nearly in the red zone. And with 3:52, the Dukes are on the ropes here at home.
On the 17-yard line.
And that was 4th down, meaning there's a turnover on downs. So then Loyola now gets it on the doorstep of the red zone, up 24-3 with 4 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Loyola just fully in control again, as they have been all decade, ranked the #1 football program of the past decade with 2 state championships, 6 state final appearances, and a lot of playoff wins to their name.
On 1st down, here's Danny Herbert trying to use the offensive line.
Number 10.
Looked like he almost got tackled by his own guy.
Ostendorf grabs him by the ankle.
Good play by Ostendorf. And the 2nd and 10 upcoming for Loyola.
It's red zone defense, Duke fans. Let's get loud.
Duke's good collapsing defense there. They've been sending more linebackers in the 2nd half to try and stop the run. Didn't really work the first drive, but good stop there on that one.
It's a read option now. Jake Stearney to the sideline. Pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and short upcoming.
Number 13, Andrew Villard, and number 29, Reese Richardson on the defense there.
Stearney is a Colgate commit.
Down, Duke fans. Let's
Not known for his running, but definitely can convert on it. Only 4 rushing touchdowns the whole year into his 26 of his 30 total touchdowns, so 26 passing touchdowns for him, and he's been really effective through the air today. Really efficient all game, making those plays when they need it.
Big 3rd and 5. Dukes need to keep Loyola off the board. Stearney looking to throw. Pressure coming. Ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. A good play there by number 56, Danny Dalek. Able to get his hands up. Heads up play by the defensive lineman. And that'll force Loyola to kick a field goal. And we'll see what Michael Baker can do now. It'll be about a 20-25 yard kick.
Wind at his back.
Wind at his back, definitely helping. Many golf enthusiasts out there. Right now, the wind is about a 2-club wind. Good snap, good hold. Baker's kick right down the middle.
And the field goal is good.
Loyola extending the lead, now up by 24.
A perfect
By far the biggest deficit the Dukes have faced this season. And they need offense in a hurry right now. You saw on that last drive, Coach Fitz taking the gamble, going for it on his own 22, just deeming it. He couldn't give the ball back to Loyola. But nonetheless, it didn't pay off. The Ramblers cash in a field goal on the short field.
Definitely. I mean, a clutch stand by the defense. It's a little late in the game for them as they are currently down 24 points with a grand total of 15 minutes of game time remaining. 3 left here in the third, and then, of course, the 12-minute fourth quarter. So the Dukes are going to be looking to, they need to score a touchdown here, and they need to get some offensive momentum going if they're going to have any chance at even making this close, let alone winning.
Charlie Brown moments as Michael Baker gets set to kick off.
High booming kick for the junior. Caught by Danko, and Danko's going to return it. Danko at the 20. Flag comes out at the end. I feel like that's going to be on the Dukes.
Yeah,
that could be a block in the back.
On Brewster, I'm pretty sure.
You see, looking towards the sky, he knows what he did. And
the
again,
interesting thing about blocking the back is that it's from the spot of the foul, and that was probably at the 15-yard line at where that happened. So that's going to probably push him back to about the 7, if I'm correct.
Another long field for this offense. That's been one of the biggest stories of the game. Just really, really hard to put a drive together. And then with this win, giving Loyola a short field is just not a recipe for success.
Or block in the back, excuse me. First down for the Dukes.
First down, ball ended up being spotted at the 7-yard line. Veza taking a shot downfield intended for Luke Maylander.
Second target to Maylander. Started out the game with the out route. A very different looking field, as back then all the snow stayed or stuck to the field, so it was a white field there for his first target. Now it's bright green.
Maylander and Specht both without catches today.
And they've been so effective all year, especially Specht on those big throws. And then for the underneath routes, whenever they've been double teaming Specht, that's where Maylander's coming in and been his most effective.
Veza on second down, to the air again, and down goes Veza again. Offensive line just unable to hold up there.
That play made by number 78.
It was Ethan Hogg and Jimmy McGovern combining for the sack.
Hogg's been a stellar pass rusher, was elected to the CCL Blue, that's the Chicago Catholic League Blue all-conference team, as he's been so good all year and showing his effectiveness today with, I want to say, a couple sacks and quite a few tackles for losses. He's been really awesome today as they've held Brooks Barr in check, double-teaming him the majority of the time, and that's kind of the plus you have whenever you have a big number 99 reminiscent of Aaron Donald. We're not necessarily, especially this year, Aaron Donald, but not necessarily putting up the biggest numbers, but you got to respect that size and that strength. You got to double-team him. The offensive line's always been pointing out where he's at. That's giving one-on-ones to everyone else.
3rd and 15. Veza in his own end zone. Looking to throw, has to get rid of it. Hogg was there with the pressure, nearly a safety there. And now it's 4th and 15, and it's gone from bad to worse here at Clarence D. East Field.
Duke's gonna have to go for it, but if they don't get it, it's gonna be a
near touchdown. I don't even think you can at this point. Not on your own too. And out comes the punt unit. And a line drive rocket.
Nearly hitting a couple players in the face.
Yeah, that was almost a helmet punt.
But honestly, smart play as that moves it all the way to the 38-yard line. And to be frank, with how far back he was in the end zone and where the wind was, I bet if he just punted it straight up or like a normal punt, that would have been blown back all the way to the 25. So not a bad result considering the circumstances there for the Duke's punt unit, which has been gotten more practice today than they have all season.
First down is a run that goes nowhere. This Duke's front seven, one of the highlights of the day. And then a flag comes out at the end of the play. Again on the Dukes.
That was Ashton Araki leading the stop for the Dukes.
A lot of anger.
There's a flag on the
defensive
field.
captain,
Frustration.
Leader in the locker room, leader all season. One of those integral seniors. Very angry. It looks like it's going to be on sportsmanlike conduct on the Dukes. I just saw Stearney fall over. I wasn't looking exactly what happened there. Gavin, did you see?
So there was no whistle. That's the thing. That's where the frustration is coming in, is because the play wasn't blown dead, and they threw Herbert to the ground in the backfield. But the whistle hadn't been blown yet, and they deemed that unsportsmanlike conduct and a late hit, an excessive contact, granting the Ramblers another first down and the ball at the 24-yard line. Stearney looking to throw, floats one up, looking for the end zone, incomplete.
One of the first few targets to number 2 receiver Spencer Ledbetter there, as
second down.
Only number 2 to Declan Ford. Both have been extremely effective all year. Ledbetter having his best game on ESPN, so where else to have it better against St. Xavier to open up their season, as he had a couple touchdown grabs for roughly 80 yards.
It's second down, Duke fans.
But he's been held in check by Jack Korzanowski today. One of the few bright spots on this Duke's defense so far. 1 minute 13 remaining here in the third. Just looking to run out the clock for the rest of the time for Loyola.
Here's Herbert again.
And number 4
stopped after a gain of a couple. He's been the main back here in the second half.
It's third down, and it's perfect square to go for the Ramblers.
3rd and 9 with under a minute to go.
Down, Duke fans, let's get loud.
Four wide for the Ramblers. Stearney, low snap, able to recover, now firing over the middle. That is caught, the first target of the day by Jack Fitzgerald, the big tight end. He makes the grab and rumbles ahead to move the chains.
First down.
1st and 10 from the 11 now. And that was just a matter of size right there. Sutter was all over him in coverage, just using that upper body strength and hand strength to haul in the catch despite the good contest by Sutter.
Yeah, first strike of the day for either of the tight ends, showing why they are tight ends and not offensive linemen despite their massive size.
Stearney to the air again. Ramblers looking for more. He goes for the corner. That is caught by Declan Ford, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, wow, what a catch there by Ford. Able to come down with it. Not ruled as a catch, though, as that was out of bounds, but kept his toes back and was probably about 5 inches away Jack making an argument for a defensive pass interference push off, but ref not hearing it.
I can't hear you.
But Ford has also not really had his best game so far today, as the defensive backs have been pretty good against the two star wide receivers for the Ramblers.
2nd and 10, it's Herbert on the last play of the third quarter. Getting close to that first down. It'll be a 3rd and short coming up. Ball will be spotted inside the 5-yard line. We're going to flip the fields. We're also going to take a quick break. You're listening to York Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. The 4th quarter of this semifinal is upon us. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Clarence D. Eastfield for the start of this 4th quarter. Joshua Melvin, I'm Gavin Connolly. Loyola is driving. The ball at the 2-yard line. First down is stuffed. Jack Ostendorf and Ashton Naraki were in there to drive back the Ramblers.
On the run for the
John
Ramblers.
McGuire.
It's 4th down.
It's driven back on 3rd down, and out comes the field goal unit for the Ramblers.
It's 4th down.
Up 3
Duke
scores.
fans.
They're just going to take the points.
Loud.
This is going to put it up 27. 4 touchdown difference.
Baker's hit on 2 short field goals today. He has another one from 21 yards out. Kick is up and good.
Nearly blocked there.
Nearly blocked.
And
The wind nearly pushed it wide as well.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the Ramblers hit the 30-point mark here in the 4th quarter.
3 points.
They lead this one 30-3. Got to imagine that the game plan is thrown to the side. The Dukes just need to go all out on the big plays, take every risk that you can, because with 11 minutes to go and you're down 27, you need all the points you can get as fast as you can. Fortunately, they will have all 3 timeouts to work with here in this 4th quarter, something that is quite valuable.
Definitely Duke's going to be looking here to Maylander and Specs downfield on these deep crossing, deep posts, deep over routes, deep corner routes, possibly getting Mancini in there as the second read on a couple of underneath routes, just in case the deep routes are covered. Waiting for something. The answer was Jacob Young, not on the field in his position. 11 minutes to go here in the IHSA 8A state semifinal.
Fielded with a 30 by Joey Mausieri.
Number 33, Joey Mausieri.
Quick fair catch. This will be one of the best starting field positions for York all day. It seems like every single drive with this wind, they were starting it inside their own 15. They'll finally have some breathing room. See if that helps their offense. Veza starting with an empty backfield, 5 wideouts. Quick throw is batted at the line of scrimmage. That's a good play by Brooks Barr, the Michigan commit, big number 99 with the heads up play.
Yeah, good play there, but he was left unblocked, which you typically don't want to do to a Michigan commit who's ranked consistently top 10 in the state. And he was able to make the play and bat the ball down.
Watson joins Veza in the backfield, takes the snap, throwing near sideline, caught by Specht, his first catch of the day. Good body control. That pass was coming in hot with the wind.
Yeah, good catch there. As he was also just caught off guard with how good anticipation Veza had on that throw.
Now a 3rd and 1, they give it to Watson. Watson gets the first down and more.
Watson runs for a first down.
Gain of 4 to move the chains. Surprised with how long the Dukes are taking given the circumstances. Mancini checks into the game. Again, empty backfield. Veza looking to throw again.
Pass intended for number 1, incomplete. 2nd down for the Dukes.
Incomplete.
Looking for Watson downfield on a sideline route there, but that's always a tough ball to throw, especially in the wind in high school. It's just not a very simple throw, as you have no room to work with except upfield. There's no sideline space for Veza to work with, and then convert there. 2nd and 10.
Back to the air, Veza. Oh, tried to haul it. Mancini tried to haul it in.
38, Anthony Mancini.
Seen a lot of passes like that where normally these are easy, accurate throws for Veza, but just with this wind, it's just jarring the path of the ball just a little bit, causing these throws to just be out of reach for the wide receivers.
Definitely an experience with throwing in the wind, as it has been windy the past couple of weeks, but the Dukes' run game has been so effective. They just relied on that. It's just not been able to get control of it, and the wind has been very variable today.
Veza on 3rd down on the play action. Rolling out to his right and finding Specht for the first down.
I think it's me.
No, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
4th down and inches to go.
Dukes, no surprise, staying out on the field. Watson on 4th down. And
number 1, Kelly Watson runs.
Diving ahead for the necessary yardage.
First down, Dukes!
As we hit the 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Loyola looking to go to its 9th state championship game. They've won 3, lost 5 times. Veza to throw. Caught by Filosa inside the 35-yard line. With this wind dying down, the passing game picking up.
First down, Dukes!
The Dukes are putting together their best offensive drive thus far.
Definitely, besides the one that scored a field goal, this has been their only opportunity to really score points since then.
Veza looking middle, looking for Specht. Incomplete.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 8, Charlie Specht. Second down, Dukes.
You see the Dukes trying to get the ball to their playmakers as much as possible. Seen a lot more carries to Watson and a lot more targets for Specht on this drive. The Dukes relying on the backbone of these 3 seniors. Veza scrambling, rolling out to his right, looking for men downfield. Now he's going to take off with it inside the 30, pushed out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
Gain. It's third down for the Dukes.
Good play by Veza, good awareness to use his legs. Now it's 3rd and 5. Mancini slow to get off the field. Chris Danko checks back in.
Loyola just been dominant all day, especially on the defensive end, shutting down this Dukes offense like no one has before this season.
Veza to throw. On 3rd down, off the hands of Filosa and incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
4th down for the Dukes.
Quick little hook route for Filosa, but he's unable to haul it in. Still 4 down territory for the Dukes.
Still 4 wide receivers out wide with Cini on the bench.
As it looks to his sideline.
Get a different play call. And a timeout here from Fitz.
Timeout called by the Dukes.
Seemed to be a nickel package for the Ramblers. We'll see what the Dukes dial up. But this is just not the same York team that we have seen this season. Taking away the run game has just been so important in changing the performance of the offense today. Loyola's done that. And you see the results.
Yeah, the Dukes have been an extremely effective run team all season with multiple, I want to say 5 games with over 200 yards rushing as a team. Just been so good with the run. Their offensive line is built for run blocking. And that sets up their deep passes. Specht and Maylander are both very good blockers, so then you have to worry about them sitting you on your bum if you're a DB, if you're trying to make the tackle, and then all of a sudden they could blow by you for the big play. And that's really what the bread and butter of the Dukes offense has been all season, except for today.
Fourth and 5. Dukes trying to keep this drive alive. Veza to throw. Veza facing pressure. Holding. Ooh, excuse me. A flag comes out that will likely be holding.
Yes, there's a flag on the field.
Yep, holding offense.
Holding well against the Dukes.
And
Penalties
the
declined.
penalty will be declined. It is a turnover on downs. Loyola is one step closer to reaching the championship game.
Do not know the current score of the other 8A game as between Lincoln Way East and Glenbard West. Griffins and the Hitters playing at Dushan Field out in downtown Glen Ellen. Winner of that will face the Ramblers, barring the most miraculous comeback in all of sports. Next Saturday at 7 p.m. at Memorial Stadium, home of the Illini.
First down is a sweep to Herbert. Danny Herbert across the 35-yard line, bumped out at the 40.
Number 10 on the run for the Ramblers.
This Dukes defense really on its heels right now.
First down, Ramblers.
trying to keep their season alive.
Timeout Loyola. I think I heard a lot of whistling from that far sideline. Having some issues with the chains, actually. That's what it was. So I'm just going to take a sec here for them to...
Timeout called by the officials.
It'll just be a quick officials timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Under 9 minutes to go. Loyola all over York right now, 30-3. First and 10, ball on the 38. It's another run to the left side for Danny Herbert. Herbert across midfield, tackled at the 45-yard line.
On the run for the Ramblers, tackled by number 4, Evan Grazzini.
Danny Herbert with back-to-back big runs.
Richardson.
And Loyola putting together another sound offensive drive.
Fourth quarter, Duke fans, let's get loud.
Loyola just crossed midfield, looking to continue to extend this gargantuan lead they have. Just with that run game and that massive package that they could bring out here, it's very hard to stop the run game of the Ramblers.
Ledbetter was in motion.
Number 10 on the run.
Read option, they give it to Herbert, but he is stopped after a gain of 1. Locke with the tackle.
Second down for the Ramblers. It's the fourth quarter.
And now the Ramblers can just rely on their big offensive line.
Loud.
Such a huge cushion to an offense.
Cowbell.
Ledbetter in motion. It's a run to Craddock.
Number 4 on the run for the Ramblers, stopped by number 56.
Ryan Craddock running for
Daly.
3 yards. It'll be a third down and long for Loyola.
It's third down, Duke fans. Let's get loud. Marshall Bell can't hear you.
Third and 8. Loyola stays on the ground. It's Ryan Craddock. He is short. Now a decision to make for the Ramblers. Do they want to go for it? 4th and 3, or do they punt it away and rely on their defense?
Well, I think they have to punt it. You're up 27 points with 6 minutes left and a completely demoralized offense. But it looks like they're really going to put the nail in the coffin, as they haven't already put enough. probably about 400 nails in there, and this is just another one that they're going to try and get.
They're trying to close out this game for good, not give Veza any more hope. Steerney now calling timeout by the Ramblers.
Timeout called.
Trying to draw the Dukes offside, I guess, is their thought.
We'll take a quick break. 6 minutes to go. Loyola up by 27. Hello everybody, welcome back to York Sports Network. Live coverage of the IHSA state semifinal, where it's been all Loyola Ramblers thus far. 4th and 3, that is caught. The drive stays alive for the Ramblers.
Pass caught by number 5,
Spencer Ledbetter moving the chains on just a quick slant, and that was all they needed.
Made by number 2, Jacob Young.
The Ramblers are well on their way to Champaign.
Now we're just going to keep running, using this clock. Is it running clock at this point, or is that a 30-point lead? I do not remember.
I believe it should not be a running clock. Nonetheless, Loyola trying to soak up as much time as they can. Here's a run to Ryan Craddock. We've seen quite a few different players on this Loyola team be put in at running back. We even saw their starting safety, John McGuire, a few times, and he's run for 2 touchdowns. Second and 6. Second down run goes for a couple.
He was stopped by
this Ramblers offensive line looking to carry the rest of Loyola on their back into Champaign and looking for their 3rd state title game in the past 10, or 3rd state title championship in the past 10 years. And Loyola has been known as this sort of public school killer over the past few years, as they've been able to just shut out these great public school teams that go undefeated, play a couple of really good teams, beat them, and just go out against this private school team. And it's iron sharpens iron, as they played 11 teams this season. Of the 12 games prior to today, they've played 11 playoff teams, and as I said, and the saying goes, iron sharpens iron. They just know what to do in these big spots. The coaches know what to do in these big spots. They've been here before, and they know how to handle themselves, and that's really shown out today, is that difference in experience and that difference in experience throughout the course of history and this year has really shown and made the difference. And the depth that Loyola is able to have is just remarkable. And it's even more surprising at how good Loyola's run game has been when you consider the fact that their first and second string running backs are out.
It's third down.
Yeah, they've just been relying on their offensive line. And at this point, the time of possession has really been the difference maker over the course of this game. Just we're at a point now where this Duke's defense is just very, very tired.
Probably been on the field with 45 minutes. They've probably been on the field for 30 of them.
On third down, though, this Duke's defense makes a big stop, stuffing Ryan Craddock at the line of scrimmage, bringing up another fourth down.
Fourth down for Loyola.
Now we'll see if Loyola wants to stay on the field again. So we hit 3.5 minutes.
Fourth down.
And the chances for the Dukes are really slim at this point.
Get allowed.
As it looks like they're going for it on fourth down again, despite this being a chip shot field goal.
But into the wind, it would be longer. Stearney with 4 wideouts. Pressure comes. Stearney on the run, sliding at the 10-yard line. There was no spy to cover him. He runs for another first down.
Slides for a first down.
Another huge difference tonight or this afternoon with Loyola is their ability to convert on fourth down. Their team is just able to keep their legs driving.
It's a goal line stand, Duke fans.
And that might be the one that puts this game to bed. Now a 1st and 10 from the 11 for the Ramblers. Here's Craddock. Craddock off the right end. Craddock, gain of 5.
Number 4, Ryan Craddock on the run. Gain of 5, it's second down.
Interesting how Loyola's kind of switched who's been the main back for the whole third quarter. It felt like it was number 10,
Herbert.
Danny Herbert, and now it's been Ryan Craddock basically this entire fourth quarter. So much depth, especially on offense for the Ramblers. Second down, Craddock nearly going into the end zone, and a flag at the very end of the play. We'll see what the call is. It's a holding on Loyola. So it feels like the first call that went the Dukes' way for the first time in a long time.
Yes, because I've never heard a cheer so loud for a holding call down 27. But Dukes fans in the moment trying to grasp onto anything as this historic and amazing and wonderful and successful season slips from the grasp of every supporter of York.
And just like you said,
it's second down and a
very high chance now that the Dukes season will be coming to an end, and what a season it was. This team made history and broke every barrier that was presented in front of them, making this one of the most exciting seasons in York football history. A team that went undefeated up until this point. There's a run by Ryan Craddock. And Loyola likely just going to run out the clock from here. But nonetheless, a season undefeated up until this point. The first team to finish 9-0 undefeated since 1932, and the first team ever to do it with no ties, winning every single game in program history. Winning the West Suburban Conference, a conference that had 3 teams in the final 8 of the Class 8 playoffs. Winning this conference this year, and had not 1 but 2 top 10 victories at home against Glenbard West, and then on the road in these playoffs against the Marist Redhawks.
On the run. Tackled by number
3rd and
16,
18.
number 21, Cole Ostendorf.
No gain there.
Yeah, it's fourth down and
as we hit 40 seconds to go. But nonetheless, this is a team and a season that will never be forgotten by these Elmhurst supporters. They were the talk of the town for the majority of this fall, and it has been so great covering them.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful season, and I don't know if you said this, but 12 wins is the most in York history.
Yeah.
Even though they're making it just as far as the other two teams. Now Loyola gets a chance to celebrate for their 4th state final appearance in the past 5 years, or 6 years, sorry. But as you said, it's been an absolute joy to cover this team, and I really appreciate the opportunities given to us by Mr. Chambers, Mr. Wagner, and Dr. Bagdasarian, especially him for making these couple of playoff streams happen when it looked like that wasn't going to happen. It was a great opportunity to be able to do that, and this team has come so far, broke so many records and barriers here in the history books for the Dukes, and we want to thank all of you, the fans out there, for supporting us, giving us the numbers that are really shocking to see, and we're really thankful for all your support and all your clamoring for us to be back after a couple of weeks off for the first couple of weeks of the playoffs.
Gavin on the line.
And we also want to thank every part of our crew here, major aspects. You know, major thank you to Gavin for being a wonderful play-by-play announcer. Duke's going to kneel it out here.
That's going to do it.
Thank you to Jack Borchers for the technical side of things and really running a lot behind the scenes. Thank you, Charlie Lehman, for helping out here towards the end. Thanks for TJ Silkaitis helping out all year. Shep Planman, Connor Choi, big help. Big help to pretty much
Christian
big
Mcquade,
help to pretty much everyone.
Charlie
Christian
Lehman.
McQuaid. And, you know, big props to this Dukes team as they were really resilient all year, did a great job, really wonderful job, and they're going to go down in the record books and be remembered for a long, long time here in Elmhurst, and hope this is the beginning of a powerhouse era for York.
Quarterback, Matt Veza, number 9.
As Fitzgerald is looking to keep these winning seasons going after going 8-1 last year, 9-0 this year, looking to keep it going, and eventually in hopes of bringing a state title here to West Elmhurst.
Connor Dorner, number 17.
And this is quite the moment for all the seniors on the field right now. A lot of emotion for the boys in green. This has been, they're definitely feeling low right now, but this season as a whole is something to be immensely proud of. We are all so proud of all you seniors for the 4 years of hard work and commitment and passion that you put into the program. It's been such a joy commentating, and Josh, this is likely the last game that we will be announcing for this York football team. It's been great doing all the games with you.
It's great doing the games with you. And as we've ended our playoff previews and into the future.
Yep. And for the last time this football season, final score 30-30, or 30-3. For the final time this football season, I am Gavin Connolly saying, go Dukes.